Good afternoon, dear all.
Good afternoon.
Okay, start. So let's. Uh,
Okay.
Namo Buddhaya Bante ji. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
Now I welcome you all to today's lecture. Today's lecture is Venerable Rolawa Ananda Thero. He is from Sri Lanka. His education is Bachelor of Arts degree of Buddhist Social Philosophy at the Bodhi Stand Pali University of Sri Lanka in English medium. Experience well versed in Satipatra meditation for long time in Sri Lanka for 40 years about Vijaya Sri Anandamaya Sangha Pura Varsane in Sri Lanka. So now I welcome you, sir, for the deliver today's lecture. Thank you, sir.
Okay. May the triple gem bless you all and good afternoon to all of you. First of all, I take this opportunity to thank Reverend Dhammadavesi for having given me the opportunity to deliver this lecture. I also uh, wish to express my sincere thanks for the Ambedkar Pule, Bisra Ambedkar Pule Student Association of Central University of Gujarat, CUG, for giving me the opportunity to deliver this lecture. The topic is the uh, how to utilize Rathana Sutta and benefit of Karaniya Metta Sutta. Two vast areas had to discuss within 1 hour time. I try my level best to do that one by one. First of all, let us see how to utilize Rathana Sutta. This sutta is called Dual Discourse. While our Lord Buddha was sojourning at Rajagaha, there was a city called Vesali, was afflicted with a famine, causing death, especially to affect for the poor folk. Owing to the presence of discarded corpses scattered all over the Vesali, uh, the non-humans or demons or evil spirits began to haunt all over the city of Vesali. Thus, famine, pestilence, and fear of demon disturbed the downtrodden masses a lot. So they had to seek refuge of our Lord Buddha. So the citizen of Lichois went to meet the Lord Buddha at Rajagaha and having obeisance the Buddha's feet and set aside, and they confess their grievances. Thereupon, the Buddha, with a large retinue of uh, Mahasangha, including his faithful disciple called Venerable Ananda, visited the city of Vesali. With his arrival, a torrential rain swept out decayed dead bodies and purified the environment, and the city was cleaned. Thereupon, our Lord Buddha delivered this Metta Sutta or the dual discourse to Venerable Ananda and instructed him to chant this sutta while uh, walking throughout the whole city of Vesali with the assistance of the citizens of Lichavis. At the same time, having given our Lord Buddha's own alms bowl filled with sanctified water, Buddha instructed Venerable Ananda While chanting, he should have to sprinkle the sanctified water all over the Vesali. According to the Buddha's instruction, Venerable Ananda, with the assistance of the citizen of Lichavis, marched throughout the uh, Vesali while chanting and sprinkling the sanctified water. Thus, the non-humans or evil spirits or demons couldn't wait or haunt in the city of Vesali furthermore. But they rallied round with the Buddha, where the Buddha waited till Venerable Ananda come to the called the public hall called the Kutagara Sala. So after the Venerable Ananda's were chanting and sprinkling the sanctified water, he returned to the Buddha. Then once again, our Lord Buddha preached this dual discourse or the Rathana Sutta. The salient feature of this Rathana Sutta is it begins with Yani the Bhutani Samagatani and it ended up with Yani the Bhutani Samagatani. You should not confuse this. The first part of the Yani the Bhutani Samagatani uttered by our compassionated one, our Lord Buddha. This Rathana Sutta and this very Karaniya Metta Sutta both teach us the validity of loving kindness, but there are differences in it. In the Rathana Sutta, Buddha made an appeal from the non-human or the evil spirits or demons and asked them to radiate their loving kindness towards the beings who afflicted with the famine at the city of Vesali. This sutta begins thus. Yani the bhutani samagatani bhummani vaya nivan taliki. Sabbeva bhuta sumana bhavantu atopi sakkacha sunantu bhasita. Whatever the non-humans or evil spirits or demons who assembled here from the celestial and terrestrial, may they peace in their mind. At the same time, they may listen to me carefully, to my words. Divacha rattocha haranti baling, from day and night, the people made offerings or prepared sacrifice for you to get your mercy, invoking your blessings, protection, and for their prosperity. They made that offering. Therefore, Buddha appealed them, Tasmahine Rakhata Appamatta. Therefore, you better protect them with diligence. That is how this sutta begins. Therefore, in short, what I can say is this. How to utilize this sutta means you have to by heart and chant it for your own protection. This is high time for you to do that because the whole world engulfed with the COVID-19. In our Sinhala adage, it said that ana atte pana ati kota. Unless we live, we can't do anything. As an intelligentsia, you are as university students, you have to protect yourself and render your service for the welfare of the people. That is the crux of both these suttas. Therefore, first and foremost, you have to protect yourself. Therefore, after this sermon, if there is time, I wish to chant this sutta for your future protection. So, this sutta, after addressing to the non-human or evil spirits, Buddha uh, explained the noble qualities of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha in verses. After every stanza, Buddha said that idampi buddhe ratanam panitang etena sachena suattihodo. This precious jewel is the Buddha. By the asseveration of this truth, may there be happiness. Idampi dhamme ratanam panitang etena sachena suattihodo. This precious jewel is the noble doctrine. By the asseveration of this truth, may there be happiness. At the same time, idampi sanghe ratanam panitang etena sachena suatti hotu. By the this precious gem is the sangha. By the asseveration of this merit, this truth, may there be happiness. That is how Buddha chant this sutta. As soon as Buddha ended up with Indra or the god Sakka from the thousands of heaven with his retinue appear before the Buddha at the public hall of city of Vesali. And he himself also uttered in conclusion, Buddhang namassama suatti hotu, Dhammang namassama suatti hotu, Sanghang namassama suatti hotu. He also uttered that Yani the Bhutani Samagatani, Bhummani Vaya Nivantali. Bodhisattva also addressed to the non-humans from celestial and terrestrial who gathered here. May they listen to me, O evil spirits, O non-humans. Please join with us and let us salute the Lord Buddha, who venerated by gods and men. Buddha Namasam Swati Hotu. By the power of this worshipping, may there be happiness. For the second time, he invited the evil spirits, terrestrial and celestial beings who gathered here. Please come and join with us. Let us worship the perfect doctrine, which venerated by gods and men. Dhammang namassama suatti hotu. By the power of this veneration, may there be happiness. For the third time, once again, the god Sakka invited the non-humans who assembled there from the celestial and terrestrial to join with them, and let us worship the perfect Sangha who venerated by gods and men. By the asseveration, by the power of that veneration, may there be happiness. Now, I suppose it is clear to you that this sutta is have to by heart and chant. But remember that Buddha's version given in the Magadhi Mula Bhasa, Sa Magadhi Mula Bhasa, in the Magadha Desha this occurred. But this Mula Bhasa came to Sri Lanka in the 3rd century BC and later introduced as Pali language. This sutta going on in the Pali, if one want to have his or her protection, he or she should have to chant this with the faithful mind. Remember that there are two types of faith, Akaravati Saddha and Amulika Saddha. Akaravati Saddha means with the rational faith, one have to follow this. Amulika Saddha means the blind faith. Blind faith is not good for the people, they can't gain anything. But for average people, owing to their blind faith, they visited the temples and other things and make their offerings. But as an intelligentsia, especially the people like you, have must have rational faith. With that rational faith, if you listen to this uh, holy doctrine, you can prevent from dangers such as the COVID-19. Therefore, this is high time for you to follow this sutta. So, uh, at the outset, I told Venerable Ananda chanted this sutta. Venerable Ananda was considered as a compassionate one. Out of pity for the people, with the heart-filled compassion, he performed his religious life. So, when Venerable Ananda chanted with the compassionate mind, uh, others should have to listen to this noble doctrine with the rational faith. So, at the end, this Ananda Thero also wished to chant uh, with the heart-filled compassion. So, this is the mm, uh, summary of this dual discourse. Now, let us see uh, what is the benefit of Karaniya Metta Sutta. In this sutta too, you have to learn four things. First and foremost, you have to learn the historical background. Uh, Secondly, you must you have to learn uh, what are the principles one had to adopt to reach the instruction given in the sutta. So, thirdly, uh, you must learn how to radiate your loving kindness to all beings in the whole world. And but your main aim is what are the benefit one can gain by listening to this Karaniya Metta Sutta. These four things you have to learn uh, now. Therefore, as our Buddha mentioned, Tang sunata sadhukang manasikarota bhasisan. If it is so, listen attentively, I will speak. First and foremost, you have to listen. Sunata. Then dhareta, keep it in your mind. And charata dhamme, act accordingly. These both suttas, there is another sutta called Mangala Sutta in Sri Lanka. We use both these three suttas for our day-to-day activities to invoke blessings, protection, and prosperity. So now let us see uh, what is the historical background of this famous sutta. While our Lord Buddha was sojourning at the monastery of Anathapindika at Jeta's Grove in Savatthi, a band of monks, 500 in numbers, visited the Buddha. Having obeisances speech, they sat aside and began to listen to the Buddha. Our Lord Buddha uh, preached and teach and gave them subjects for their meditation and instructed them, O monks, there are thickets of jungles and foot of trees, and there are empty houses or isolated houses. You can go visit them and you can practice your meditation. Uh, you have to remember that our Lord Buddha's doctrine is Adi Kalyanam, Majje Kalyanam, Pariyosana Kalyanam. Adi Kalyanam means good at the beginning. Majje Kalyanam, good at the middle. and Aryosana Kalyanam good at the end. Satam Sabhyanjanam Kevala Paripunnam Brahmacharyam Pasasi. The main aim of this, our Lord Buddha's doctrine, cater to the celibacy. Because uh, under having established firmly virtue in virtue, if anybody follow his doctrine, they can reach the goal, the ultimate, to obtain our ultimate truth that is called Nibbana. So, likewise, here, as especially university students, this very sutta play an important role. So, this sutta begin with Karaniya Metta Kusalena Yantam Santam Padang Abhisane. The, this Metta Sutta became Karaniya. It means that this is also a practical one. One had to practice this. So, here it is mentioned that uh, he or she who is skilled in working out for his or her own well being, liberation, emancipation, or salvation, and he or she who wishes to know mm, the path of calm that is called Nibbana should act thus. So you have to fulfill those tasks. So these are given in detail, in one by one. Sakko, it means dexterous or skillful or able. And uh, Ujuja, upright, and Sujuja, perfectly upright. Uh, Suacha, obedient, and Mudu, gentle in speech, not rude or conceit or arrogant, but humble. So he should be easily contented or satisfied, able, supportable. Uh, he should not have much duties, but with few duties, and he should control his senses, most important thing. So, at the same time, he should not be lazy. This stop, something is stopped here. Working? Working? Uh, so he should not be lazy, and he should be association with families. Uh, at the same time, he should not do the slightest mistake or simple error or wrong thing, which later can be criticized, uh, looked down upon, reprove, rebuke, condemned, or uh, despised by the wise. At the same time, he should not deceive or uh, uh, condemn or despise anybody owing to whatever reason. Out of anger or hatred, he should not do likewise. So, at the same time, he, whether they are feeble or strong, stout of medium size, visible or invisible, living near or living far, uh, they born or get to be born, for all those beings, he should uh, uh, cherish his boundless love for the entire living beings. So, above, below, across, and whatever the living beings or into whatever account, he should not, he or she should not think of their ill, but think of their while standing, sitting, or walking, or reclining, till he is wide awake, he has to radiate his loving kindness to all beings. So, uh, Buddha mentioned that if a person uh, radiates his loving kindness in that manner, that is called the sublime living this world to conceive in a mother's womb, he will be born in the Brahma world. That is the meaning of this sutta. Here, uh, with regarding this sutta, let me permit to explain uh, something which is very relevant to of them. How many people get got the opportunity to enter the university? Very handful. Out of very handful people, how many of you divert your mind towards the doctrine? Very few. Therefore, let me permit here to introduce you as unique beings. But we have to learn the human mind. What is human? Human means mano ucce tane seti manusso. Sex and protect their things. So, realizing this in his noble quest, our Lord Buddha realized that we are bound in this samsara, we are existing in this samsara owing to our craving. And therefore, Buddha said that uno loko tanha daso, uh, people became slave of craving owing to this craving. Therefore, that is why it is said that nakahapana vasena keep a sour of gold coins and there is no satisfaction of people. So this craving is the root cause for everything. Therefore, Buddha uh, emphatically mentioned that If a person want to uh, eradicate this craving, he have to adopt certain principles. For that purpose, this Rathana Sutta and Karaniya Metta Sutta play an important role. Have you ever heard the story of Ahimsaka? Sometimes you, I mean, not aware about. If I were to say Angulimala, you know, each and everybody knows who is Angulimala. Like you, he also, one of the, at that time there was a university called Takasila. The teacher Disapama, he went to learn at the teacher Disapama. He named as Ahinsaka. Likewise, like explained in the Karaniya Metta Sutta, he also Sakko Ujucha Sujucha Sochocha Samuduanasimani Santusta Pocha Subarocha Apakichocha Salauka Utti. Likewise, all those qualities possessed by uh, Ahinsaka. Thus, he was able to won the teacher's mind. Then what happened? His other companions were fountain of jealous of him. They wanted to destroy this man. So they did everything to frustrate him with the teacher. Finally, they uh, told the teacher he has a secret affair with his wife. So the angry teacher asked him to offer him 1,000 single dollars uh, in return for his study. So mention was made that was for the first time of the history, Ahinsaka stared at the teacher face to face and knelt down before with the tearful of eyes. And he mentioned that, for heaven's sake, my dear teacher, don't let me kill innocent people. So, but the adamant and let me introduce as foolish teacher did not listen to him, and he instead of what he said is that is what your horoscope said, that you look into your horoscope. So then, with the tearful face, when he left the place, what did he meet? The coup leader or the traitor called Marvati. Then he had marched the Marvati and then look here Marvati, because of inhuman, uh, menial, uh, sarcastic words. Now I had to kill innocent people. Therefore, please go and tell the teacher what we said is incorrect. Ahimsaka is innocent. But foolish and adamant, arrogant Marvati disagrees. Agree with him. So what did he do? Then they had to fight. Finally, Ahimsaka squeezed the Marvati's neck and succumbed to death. Tell him that withdraw your word, Ahimsaka is innocent, what I said is incorrect. But till he died, he didn't do that. Then the second leader called Chandrasekhar took to heel and escaped, knowing the situation is coming bad to us. So, thus he escaped. But finally, Ahimsaka ascended a horseback and marched to his own house. From there to his father also told him, I can't do anything. That is what said in your horoscope. You look into your horoscope, be gone, don't come and disturb me, and he closed the door. Then what had happened? Then he returned to the Takasila once again. On his way, mention was that, like you, that Ahimsaka also had a sweetheart. He had a girlfriend. So he decided to visit her and try to get help from her. As soon as she saw Ahimsaka, what did she say? I know everything. You look into your horoscope. Hereafter you don't come here, and I have nothing to do with you. Then the furious Ahimsaka had mentioned, look here, lady, if you are angry with me, kill me, don't assassinate my character. Frailty, thy name is woman. Otherwise, I know what to do and how to do. But if I kill you, people will uh, blame me. Therefore, I won't kill. Look here, hereafter, I won't come to seek your help. And he retired to the forest. From the frying pan to the fire, what did he see there? He saw gypsies trying to catch a cobra. Then uh, yelling blue murder, he jumped at him and said that, look here, man, this innocent cobra has poison in his teeth. The person like you, your whole body consists of poisons. Therefore, the person like you should not live on this earth, and he killed that man. That is how Ahimsaka became a murderer. Finally, in order to uh, protect the fingers, he made the fingers out of fingers. He made a garland and wore. That is afterward he introduced as Angulima. What I quoted this story is, my dear, we are living in the complex conflict world. So, without your knowledge, sometimes you made enemies among your colleagues. Therefore, uh, this Karaniya Metta Sutta, utilizing for your own benefit, you have to study properly. Uh, though this Sutta aimed at Nibbana, as university students, I uh, suppose your goal is not the Nibbana but your examination, the degree. With the merit pass, if you get through your degree, then you can get a good job. Having get a good job, you can draw a salary. Then uh, you can render your service to the sake of others. Now, likewise, like the Ambedkar, your founder, did his service, you too can radiate your loving kindness to the downtrodden masses. Why we? Man's basic need is food, clothing, and shelter. In order to keep alive, therefore, we have to eat and drink. To eat and drink, we need something. To provide all these things, we have to have income. To have income, we must do a job. To get a job, you must be skilled or dexterous, so able. That is why you are learning. Therefore, this very sutta is given you as that advice how to do and what to do. But remember that you should obey to a certain extent. Each and every action has reaction. Therefore, we are worldly. Buddha said that all the worlds are potujjana, uh, lunatics. Sabbe putujjana ummata. So, therefore, people, at the same time, he mentioned that uh, humans desires more. That is why they compel to earn their living by hook or by crook. That is why Buddha had to ban certain tradings. He said that producing nuclear weapon is not good and selling nuclear weapons is not good. At the same time, he said that producing poison and selling that is also should be banned. Uh, Slaughtering animal and rearing animal for slaughter is also banned. Therefore, one you should practice that slaughtering animal also. At the same time, the selling meat also banned. Uh, Underpaid and underscale and contaminating food is also banned. And the slavery. Now the we know that South African people like animals sold out. Likewise, that slavery is also condemned by the Buddha. Right? So these things, uh, while banding, Buddha upheld the Baha Bala Parikite, Sedava Kite, Dhammike, Dhammaladde. With your own sweat, with your both hands effort and utilizing your brain. If anybody is earn something, that is called righteous living. So right livelihood is that. So this Karaniya Metta Sutta, having practiced all those factors for your sake, and then you have to radiate your love and kindness. So that aim is to fulfill. You have to learn first. So having learned, try to get a degree and try to get a good job and uh, try to earn a salary. While earning a salary, don't be a stingy man or the miser. Look after yourself and look into your parents, look, help your brothers and sisters, your relations, your friends, and community at large. So those are the things you can uh, achieve by listening to this. These are the meaning of the sutta. Then now your aim is what are the benefits you can gain. You can get 11 benefits out of by following this Karaniya Metta Sutta. Sukhang supati sukhang patibujjati na papakang supinang pasati manusanang piyo hoti amanusanang piyo hoti devata rakhanti nasa adiva visangva khamati suvatang chittang samadhyati mukhavanno vipasidati asammullo kalang karoti uttaring appati vijjanto brahmalokupago hoti. These are the benefits you can gain. Sukham Supati sleeps uh, in comfort, awakes in comfort, uh, sees no evil dreams, uh, dear to human beings, dear to non-human beings. Deities protect and uh, fire, poison, or weapons never touch you. Uh, one can concentrate mind quickly uh, toward your complacence is serene. Uh, Without confusing mind, you can die. And if you fail to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana, definitely you will be born in the Brahma world. These are the facts, benefits you can achieve by following this sutra. Now, in this sense, you will realize what are the benefits, how to utilize the Rathana Sutta, and what are the benefits you can gain. Now, this is high time for you to listen to this very sutta. Therefore, before that, you have to follow certain principles. Read and join your form and repeat Namaskara 3 times. Unless it is familiar to you, follow me. Repeat after me. Namaskara sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Now repeat after me. Buddhang saranang gacchami. I go to the Buddha as my refuge. Dhammang saranang gacchami. I go to the Dhamma as my refuge. Sanghang saranang gacchami. I go to the Dhamma as my refuge. Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. I go to the Sangha as my refuge. Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. I go to the Buddha. For the second time I go to the Buddha as my refuge. Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. For the second time I go to the Dhamma as my refuge. Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. For the second time I go to the Sangha as my refuge. Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. For the third time I go to the Buddha as my refuge. Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. For the third time I go to the Dhamma as my refuge. Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. For the third time I go to the Sangha as my refuge. Now let us observe 5 precepts. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I observe the precept to refrain from killing living beings. Adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I observe the precept to refrain from taking what is not given, or I observe the precept to refrain from stealing. Kame sumichachara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I observe the precept to refrain from sexual misconduct. Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I observe the precept to refrain from telling lies. Surameraya majjapama dattana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I observe the precept to refrain from taking liquor which causes intoxication and heedlessness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, this is high time for you to invite me to chant this Rathana Sutta. So you have to once again repeat Namaskari 3 times. Follow me. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Follow me. Vipatanti patibhaya sabba sampatti siddhya sabba dukkha vinasaya paritang bruta mangalang. Vipatti patibhaya sabba sampatti siddhya sabba bhaya vinasaya paritang bruta mangalang. Vipatti patibhaya sabba sampatti siddhya sabba roga vinasaya paritang bruta Mangalang. Now I invite all the terrestrial and celestial non-humans as well as divine beings to join with us and listen to this chanting. Parita means protection. In order to protect you all, I made request from all these spirits now. Pay your attention. Sagge kami charupe girisikara tate Chantalike vimane Nipe rate chagami taruan gahani Gehavatumi kette Bhumya jayantu deva jalatala visami yakandabba naga titanta santikedam Munivara vacanam sadhavo me sunantu Dhammasavana kalo ayam badanta Dhammasavana kalo ayam badanta Parita Dhammasavana kalo ayam badanta Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Iti piso bhagavarahang samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manussanang buddho bhagavati Swakato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehipassiko opanayiko Paccattam veditabbo viñño hite supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samiji patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang chattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyaketang lokasate Etena sacca vajjena patu tang ratanatayang Etena sacca vajjena patu tang ratanatayang एतेन साच वाज्येन पातु त्वां रतनत्रयं ये सन्ता सन्तचित्तातिशरणशरणा इत्तलोकान्तरे वा भूम्या च देवा गुणगणगानाभ्यावटा सब्बकालं एते आयन्तु देवा वरकनकमये मेरुराजे वसन्तो सन्तो सहेतुं मुनिवरवचनं सोतुमग्गं समग्गं सब्बेषु चक्रवालेषु यक्कादेवा च ब्रह्मणो यं अम्मेहि कथं पुण्यं सब्बसम्पत्तिसाधकं सब्बेतं अनुमोदित्वा समग्रशासने रतापमादरहिता हन्तु आरक्षासु विशेषतो शासनस्य च लोकस्य उद्धे भवतु सर्वदा शासनं च लोकं च देवा रक्षन्तु सर्वदा साध्यं हन्तु सुखी सब्बे परिवारे हि अत्तनो अनिगासुमना हन्तु सब्बे ज्ञातिभिराजतो वा चोरतो वा मनुष्यतो वा अमनुष्यतो वा अज्ञितो वा उदकतो वा पिशाचतो वा खानुकतो वा खण्डकतो वा नक्षत्रतो वा जनपदरोगतो वा असद्धम्मतो वा असन्दिष्टितो वा असपुरिसतो वा चण्डाति असमिगोणकुक्कुर ऐविच्चिकमणिसप्पदीपि अच्छतरच्च सुकरमैष यक्षरक्षसादेः नानाभयतो वा नानारोगतो वा नाना उपद्रवतो वा आरक्षं गण्हन्तु पणिधानतो पट्ठाय तथागतस्य दश पारमियो दश उपपारमियो दश परमत्त पारमियो पञ्चमहापरित्यागेतिसो चर्या पश्चिम भवे गब्बावक्कं तिञ्जातिम् अभिनिक्कमनं पदानचर्यं बोधिपल्लङ्के मारविजयं सब्बं युतज्ञानपटिवेदं नवलोकोत्तरधम्मेऽपि सब्बेऽपि मे बुद्धगुणे आवज्जित्वा वेदालया तीरूपाकारं तरेषु तियामरतिं परित्तं करन्तु आयस्मा आनन्दतेरो वियकारुण्यचित्तं उपट्टपेत्वा कोटिशतसहस्रेषु चक्रवालेषु देवता यस्सानं प्रतिगृह्णन्तु यं च वेदालयङ्कुरे रोगमनुष्यदुर्भिक्षसम्भूतं त्रिविधं भयं क्षिप्तमन्तर्धापेति परितं तं वनामहे यानि भूतानि समागतानि भूमानि वा यानि वन्तलिके सब्बेव भूता सुमना भवन्तु अतोऽपि सक्कच्च सुनन्तु भासितं तस्मै भूतानि सामेत सब्बे मित्तं करोत मानुषीयापजाय दिवाचरातो चारन्ति ये बलिं तस्मै ने रक्षत अपमत्ता यं किञ्चित्तं इदवाउरं वा सज्ञेषु वायं रत्नं पणितं ननु समं अत्ति तथागतेन संपि बुद्धे रत्नं पणितं एतेन साच्येन सुवन्त्योतो खयं विरागं अमतं पणितं यदज्जगासाख्यमुनिसमाहितो न तेन धम्मेन समत्ति किञ्चे इदं मे रत्नं पणितं एतेन साच्येन सुवन्त्योतो यं बुद्धदेष्टो परिवन्नये शुचिं समाधिमानं तरिकन्यमाहो समाधिना तेन समून विज्जति इदं मे रत्नं पणितं एतेन साच्येन सुवन्त्योतो ये पुग्गलाट्टशतं प्रसत्ता चत्तारेतानि युगानि हन्ति ते दक्षिणेया सुगतस्य सावका एते तु दिन्नानि महाफलानि इदम्पि सङ्घे रत्नं पणितं एतेन साच्येन सुवन्त्योतो ये सुपयुक्ता मनसा दल्लेन निक्कामिनो गौतमशासनं ते पत्तिपत्तामतं विगाह्य लद्दामुदानिभूतिं भुञ्जमाना इदम्पि सङ्घे रत्नं पणितं एतेन साच्येन सुवन्त्योतो यथीन्दखिलो पटविंसितोऽसिया चतुर्विवातेभिः असम्पकम्पियो ततोपमं सम्पुरिसं वदामि यो हरियसाज्ञानि अवेच्छ पश्यति इदम्पि सङ्घे रत्नं पणितं एतेन साच्येन सुवन्त्योतो ये हरियसाज्ञानि विभावयन्ति गम्भीरपाण्येन सुदेशितानि किञ्चापि ते हन्ति भूतप्रमत्ता न ते भवन्नाट्टमं आदियन्ते इदम्पि सङ्घे रत्नं पणितं एतेन साच्येन सुवन्त्योतो सहावत्सरसन सम्प्रदाय तया सुधम्मा जयिता भवन्ति सक्काय दिट्टिविचिकित्सितं च शीलब्धं वापि अदत्ति किञ्चित् चतुःपाये हि च विप्रमुक्तो चचाभिधानानि अबभ्यो गातुम् इदम्पि सङ्घे रत्नं पणितं एतेन साच्येन सुवन्त्योतो किञ्चापि शोकं मं करोति पापकं कायेन वाचा उदचेतसा वा अबभ्यो तस्य पटिच्छादाय अबभ्यतादिष्टपदस्य उद्धा इदम्पि सङ्घे रत्नं पणितं एतेन साच्येन सुवन्त्योतो वनप्रगुम्बे अथा पुष्टितज्ञे गिम्मानमासे पठमस्मिन् गिम्मे ततोपमं धम्मवरं अदेशये निब्बाणगामिं परमं हिताय इदम्पि बुद्धे रत्नं पणितं एतेन साच्येन सुवन्त्योतो वरो वरण्यो वरदो वरारो अनुत्तरो धम्मवरं अदेशये इदम्पि बुद्धे रत्नं पणितं एतेन साच्येन सुवन्त्योतो हीनं पुराणं नवं नास्ति सम्भवं विरक्तचित्ता आयतिके भवास्मि Tekina bija virullicchang nibbang tidirayatayam padipo idampi sange ratanang panitang etena sacchena suhattiyoto yani de bhutani samagitani bummani vayani vayantalikke තථාගතං දේව මනුස්ස පූජිතං බුද්ධං නමස්සාම සුවත්තියෝතෝ යානිද භූතානි සමාගතානි බුම්මානි වායානි වයන්තලික්කේ තථාගතං දේව මනුස්ස පූජිතං ධම්මං නමස්සාම සුවත්තියෝතෝ यानि भूतानि समागतानि बुम्मानि वायानि वयन्तलिक्के तथागतं देवमनुष्यपूजितं सङ्घं नमस्साम सुअन्तियोतो एतेन सत्यवाक्येन दुःखभयारोगा उपशमिन्तु ते एतेन सत्यवाक्येन दुःखभयारोगा उपशमिन्तु ते एतेन सत्यवाक्येन दुःखभयारोगा उपशमिन्तु ते आकाशट्टा च भूमट्टा देवानागमैद्दिका पुण्यन्तं अनुमोदित्वा चिरं रक्षन्तु लोकशासनं चिरं रक्षन्तु धम्मदेशनं चिरं रक्षन्तु ते मं सदा देवो असतु कालेन सस्य सम्पत्तिहोतु च भीतो भवतु लोको च राजा भवतु धम्मिको साधु 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 out of pity for you, for your protection, I chanted the holy Rathana Sutta. Now you have to, till you by heart, you can listen to this day in and day out. Then only you, as I mentioned, with the rational faith, if you listen, the COVID-19 never touch you, never affect you. I am 100% sure. The Buddha certain Buddhanubhavena, Dhammanubhavena, Sanghanubhavena may protect you and all beings by the power of this sutta. Now, winding up, I have to teach you certain things. Now you learn the Karaniya Metta Sutta. Then you want to radiate your loving kindness. The further step you have to adopt that. The person who wants to radiate his or her loving kindness to the people, first and foremost, he himself or herself to radiate his or her loving kindness. Follow me. May I be free from suffering. May I be free from sickness. May I be free from hatred. May I be free from enmity. May I be well and happy forever. May I attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. At least you have a 3 times chance. Then, as I am, my beloved parents, my dear teachers, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear relations, my dear friends, my indifferent people, my enemies, all celestial and terrestrial beings, be free from suffering, be free from sickness, be free from hatred, be free from enmity. May they be well and happy forever. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. As I am, all living beings, be free from suffering, be free from sickness, be free from hatred, be free from enmity. May they be well and happy forever. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. That is how you have to radiate your boundless love to the whole being. Thus, both these sutta, if you put into practice, I suppose you can reach the goal. Now, this is high time for you to pose any questions regarding this lecture.
Thank you so much, Bhanteji, for your wonderful lecture.
Welcome.
We really enjoyed this lecture. Now open the floor for the question answer session.
Yes,
There is a question. How
okay,
theological meditation different from Brahmanical yoga system?
Brahmanical yoga. Actually, my dear, the Brahminical theory is some sort of revelation. You know the meaning of revelation. As invisible person uttered something, so the Manusmriti took down all these things. Who knows that the person told correctly took down by the so-called interpreter. But Buddhism is a practical thing. Buddhism talk the wholesome action and unwholesome action separately. Pointing out all these things, Buddha show the way if a person wanted to have his or her emancipation, liberation, or attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana, he should have to cater to concentrate their mind. In the Buddha, Buddhist dispensation, very clear saying, kaya ena vachaya manasa. If a person control his, because of lack of time, I couldn't mention that the Japanese introduced three H's. No? Yes, intelligence, you know. While I was teaching that, one of the authorities came and asked me, Guruji, you better cultivate three H's. Then I laughed at them. Uh, my dear, prior to Japanese introduced the three H means head, hand, and heart. But our Lord Buddha in the 6th century BC introduced this very Karaniya Metta Sutta, how to control our head, mouth, and body. So, while this is a lifelong method, this is this cannot be ended within 2 3 hours time. You can't problem your problem overnight. It will take. In his Nobel question, how many aeons of couples he came to this Sankar journey at the after removing the two extremes, Attakela Matanu and Kamasukalyan, he used the via media, the middle path. So Noble Eightfold Path is the path. And the Buddha's last disciple called Subhadra. Have you heard? Subhadra had a problem. He said that I went to the heretical teachers and they gave different methods. But then our Lord Buddha said, whatever the religion, if there is noble eightfold path, and if bhikkhus follow that, asunyo loko arahantu asati, this world never bereft of arahant. So we should not that in our Sri Lankan method, pasan muni varan hara ansuran vend nivan pata anuvanadana karanata. ලබන පිණිස තෙල් ඔබ වඩවමිනි සිත මඩින වැන්න වැලි මලු ළමිනි තෙලිය. If you want to take oil, you have to put some grains to the vessel and press. Then only the oil comes. If you put sand and you press aeons and aeons, can you obtain? Therefore, Buddhist meditation, method of meditation, is the exact way for the final liberation. So, I, at the very beginning, I used only Kaya Anupassana in the Satipatthana. There are four: Kaya Anupassana, Vedana Anupassana, Chitta Anupassana, and Dhamma Anupassana. I adopted only Kaya and later finally I gained nothing. Then I realized this is not the way. So I learned A to Z whole Sutta. If we have the time, then we'll chant it for your sake, whole Sutta. And then I study the meaning. Then it means we have to use the whole Satra Satipatthana Sutta for our emancipation, for our liberation. Therefore, without wasting our time, after this, who knows what will happen to us. Eh? Therefore, if we want to liberate ourselves, we have, if the Buddha showed the path very clearly, while following, without following that, why we should roam about. Therefore, I suppose, don't like to criticize. Buddha himself said that don't criticize other religions. But since you asked that question, I just mentioned I don't like to criticize. So, therefore, Buddha's way is the best way that no, nothing and no one can deny it. Isn't that so? As an intelligentsia, you can understand it. Huh? So, Manuche Rane Setiti Manuso, the man has a supreme brain, as I mentioned earlier. So, that man, having known the wholesome thing and unwholesome thing, if follow the correct path, we can reach the goal. Is that enough for the at what in the Ambedkar's books? Uh, Actually, for this question, uh, I frankly say I didn't read anything but from our Sri Lankan newspapers and other things. I realized the Ambedkar's attitude. He's a generous person. He, like Martin Luther King in America, uh, in your country, Ambedkar play an important role for the downtrodden masses. That is what I told. Now you are intelligentsia. Eh? Having learned, if you get a good job and draw a good salary, and while well, make your livelihood, don't be a selfish and don't be stingy or miser, but adopt the Ambedkar path and try to help the downtrodden masses. I visited your country 2 times. For the second time, I came alone. So I had to travel by train. Then at the station, I had to spend 3 4 hours until the scheduled train come. So I saw the people on the ground. Some haven't polythene to city when just sat on the ground. So then the downtrodden masses are lost. It is our duty to help them. Therefore, what I absorb from the newspapers about Ambedkar is that he's a generous person. He talked about the downtrodden masses. So I am very, very proud that you made an association in his name. And if the COVID-19 subsided, if you invite, I can visit you and there and render my service for the upliftment of the downtrodden masses. The ulterior motive of Ambedkar is to help the downtrodden masses. Am I correct? What is your opinion to that? Now, in the present situation, crime, rape, murder, and other peaceful society, uh, that is a good question. That now, not only your country, even Sri Lanka, these all inhuman qualities are. In the history of the nation, it is mentioned that uh, first war waged over women. 10 kings fight against for one woman to claim for one woman. That is called Dasaraja Yuddha in the history. So, lust, craving, hatred, and delusions are possessed by people. Uh, According to the economics, the resources are limited. Their desires are many. So, unlimited desires to satisfy with limited desires is there arose problems. So, the person who has 999 and 99 cents try to get cents from 99 cents person, but he never give a cent and you make a 1 rupee. That is the desire. That is what I at the very beginning I told uno loco tanna dasu. People want to earn their living by hook or by crook. They want to satisfy their lust, disregarding whether mother, sister, wife, or other things. They want to like in that what we call in Greek. In Greece, there was a time Athenian and Sparta's two tribes. Then, having overcome the Spartans, the Athenians came into power. They were some sort of because, earning money by killing dogs and selling dog meat. So, likewise, the Aristotle and Socrates, Plato, those people got together and discussed our country will go to dustbin now. Uh, Therefore, we have to protect. Even so, in your country, as youth, you have a lot of responsibility to overcome this. But because of that, the well-to-do people use these innocent people like animals. There you say, if you go to that Takus well, that Ganges and beautiful damsels, but low caste. Huh? But while roaming right around the village, the lustful desire arose in him towards her, and Joku, who suffered a lot, had to suffer how much? So, likewise, that story tells that not uh, sip of water can be obtained well from the well-to-do people. So, under such background, how can we achieve peace and harmony? So, as youth, you have a lot of responsibility. Not only help the downtrodden masses, but to make sound using the principle. That's what I ask you to observe 5 precepts. 5 precepts are the bedrock of a civilized society. Not to kill, not to steal, not to have, not to uh, have sexual unlawful sex, and not to tell lies, and not to take liquor. No, various type of drugs now came into being in the world. These, to my mind, politics is a dirty game. Politicians are the root cause. They they use these things and freely issue to the public, and finally they fight against this. So we must. The duty of the rulers is they are true to their words. If the rulers are crooked and wicked, subject also will become same. Huh? Therefore, Buddhist principle. That is why the United Nations Charter accepted the 5 precepts. The 5 precepts are the basic principles which can establish firmly virtue and look into the future.
Okay, thank you,
Uh,
Banteji. I think we should stop
Okay,
this lecture.
okay,
And
thank you.
thank you for invitation for the
Uh,
lecture. We really enjoy your lecture. We have
okay,
gained a lots of knowledge about Theravada Buddhism and meditation. Actually,
especially
basically, what happened, I have done PhD in Vipassana meditation.
I see. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yes.
Then one day we will arrange in the for the lengthy discussion,
Yeah, yeah,
and
of course, I will talk to you personally.
for the first time, uh,
Yeah,
we have to protect ourselves. Therefore, this Rathana Sutta play an important role. Therefore, now I already chant you overhead. Yeah?
Yes,
Then
yes, yes,
you, while playing it, you do your work, and by and large, you will automatically by heart it. Then,
yes.
Natra Agiva Visangva Khamati. Tuvatang Chittang Samadhyati. Within short time, you can concentrate your mind.
Yes.
So that this Karaniya Metta Sutta play an important role. Okay, thank you very much. Once again,
Thank,
I take this opportunity to thank Reverend Dhammakavesi for giving me the opportunity, and I also wish you all, for giving this opportunity to deliver this lecture. If you gain something, I can be pleased. May the triple gem bless you. Winding up, and let me utter the whole the Buddha's version.
thank you. Thank you so much, Bantiji.
සබ්බපාපස්ස අකරණං කුසලස්ස උපසම්පදා සචිත්ත පරියෝදපනං ඒතං බුද්ධාන शासनං अच्छा करो अच्छा पाओ कोई पाप नहीं करो मैं अपने दिमाग को साफ रखो भगवान बुद्ध का यही उपदेश है do good and be good, not to do any evil. Cultivate good, purify one's mind. That is the teaching of the Buddha. எவ்வித பாவங்கள் செய்யாதீர்கள் புண்ணியம் செய்யுங்கள் நன்மை செய்யுங்கள் சித்தம் சுத்தமாயிருங்கள் இதுதான் புத்தான சாசனம் वाइंडिंग अप आई ट्रांसफर मेरिट लेट मी फॉर मी टू डू दैट मैं तुम्हारे अच्छे स्वास्थ्य अच्छे जीवन सुख शांति और सुरक्षा के लिए प्रार्थना करता हूँ बाय द पावर ऑफ दिस मेरिट आई विश यू ऑल longevity good health prosperity protection peace of mind and finally may you all attain the supreme bliss of nibbana sadhu
Thank
sadhu
you. Thank you so much.
okay welcome